can open-mindedness be detrimental? Growing up, I'm sure many of you have had to answer the question of, what are some words that describe you, or how would others describe you? Sometimes we may struggle to answer this. We raise our hand to our chin and quietly ponder on these questions. Now, I also struggle with this question, but one of my first ideas was always to put down open-minded. I have always felt great pride in saying these words. Why? I'm not actually sure. I like viewing myself as an open-minded person because I have always felt that it allows me to be more receptive of ideas. I was never raised with any extremely strict ideologies, and I have always felt free to develop my own sense of self. And generally, other people have a positive view of those who are open-minded. After all, there are usually good connotations associated with being open-minded. Just take a look at some of these popular inspirational quotes. Although I can resonate with all of those quotes in some level, I can't help but think, is it really that great to be open-minded? In my life, I've had to make many choices, just like many people naturally have to. However, for me, decision-making is difficult because I first have to analyze all the signs of what is at hand, then decide on something. Then I have to deal with the consequences of the decision, because every time you say yes to one thing, you say no to another. Making decisions means I'm closing myself to some opportunity, which often bothers my open-minded brain, but these thoughts only bother me during late-night existential crises. The first time I actually questioned the benefits of open-mindedness was in 7th grade. At this time, I lived in Brazil. We were assigned to read the novel Dom Casmurro. After reading this amazing book by Machado de Assis, we were to write a paper on whether or not the main character, Bento, was cheated on or not. Now, it was the author's intention to leave that detail unclear, but my teacher wanted us to write our own opinion on what happened. This assignment felt impossible to me. How could I possibly decide? I knew I had to just pick yes or no and go with it, so I decided to say no. I wrote my essay and turned it in. About 2 weeks later, my teacher approached me when returning our graded papers. She told me although I wrote that Bento was not cheated on, I kept going back and forth through the entirety of the essay to the point where she wasn't convinced that I believed he wasn't cheated on. And it was true. I didn't believe that. I didn't want to be black and white when the situation was gray. I quickly realized that my life philosophy was disrupting my academics, so I swore to be better at separating those two things. So this wasn't the only event of my life that led me to ponder whether having more closed-minded views would be better. I'm still not sure. Despite my open-mindedness, I still have a couple of strong opinions. Even though I may seem wishy-washy to some, I can stand my ground when it comes to something I'm passionate about. I want to know if being closed-minded helps in decision-making. Is it better to hold very strong opinions or to keep an open mind? Is it easier to go about life with a closed mind? Can it be beneficial? What are the harms of maintaining an open mind? Can you have strong opinions and still be considered open-minded? And is there a happy medium? I hope to find out. Thank you.